Here at LBK, we are the experts at designing homes that give your family the extra space you're wishing for without having to leave your neighborhood. Hi, I'm Julie DiArcangelo, lead designer here with LBK, to talk about this Newtown home renovation that included the first floor as well as a bathroom on the second floor. Since the family has lived in this home for nearly 20 years, it was time for a refresh. They were excited to enhance the space by creating a harmonious blend and thoughtful elements within the new reimagined space. All right, so let's take a look at their existing floor plan to talk about some of the features that we want to enhance and change. The homeowners always enter through their mudroom and back door. So this is a space that we wanted to kind of enhance and bring some features that were important to them, such as storage, as well as their love of their cats. In this area, we're going to focus on, again, storage, features for shoes and coats, but in addition, a space that we can enclose their cat litter storage without it being exposed. So that's a real fun feature I'm excited to share. And then as we walk down the hallway, there's a powder room we're gonna be keeping and just enhance and a refresh. Adjacent to that is a pantry. And the nice thing about the pantry is that it's a great use of space, but we're gonna enhance it with storage, better storage function, as well as the ease of access from the garage to the pantry, allowing for that easement of heavy loads of groceries without having to enter from the garage and walk down the hall. As we enter from down the hall into the kitchen's a great use of space, but it lacks a lot of functionality and flow. One of the biggest features that was not working for the clients, as they love to cook and entertain, was the function of the odd T-shaped island. It really interferes with flow, forming a gathering, and lots of other things that it currently houses their range cooktop. So looking forward to kind of showing that new layout in the next phase. As we enter throughout the rest of the space, just common dining room, living room, and entry, enhancing the space with new cosmetics such as flooring, paint, and then as we enter the back end of the homeowners have some great use of spaces such as an office as well as a music room. We're gonna be taking a look at both of those spaces to flip the two. The homeowners have a love for music, embracing it with their family and friends, so we want to make use for the better space to house the piano as well as musical instruments and as well as piece music. As we work our way around, we lead our way into the master suite. Master suite is a nice large space that leads into a shared closet and a primary bath. The current space of the closet, it works, however, it's disjointed. We're gonna be opening up this space, allowing for a function of a custom closet, as well as, and like I kind of described as far as aging in place, nice amenity we're going to be including is a washer and dryer within the first floor. And as we work our way to the primary bath, noticing right off the bat, the large oversized soaking tub that a lot of homeowners are not in need of anymore. So we're gonna be reimagining that space for minimizing the tub, enhancing the shower to be a larger footprint. And doing so, we're gonna shift the toilet down and rearrange the vanity setup for ample storage and just a better flow and function. All right, so as we walk down the hallway, you see the heart of the home, the family's kitchen. This is a space where they love to cook and entertain and host family and friends and guests. With removing the range that was originally in the island and placing it on the back wall, it really embraces just allowing for a larger usable island. As we turn the corner, we planned for allowing for natural light to embrace this space and planning for a larger 3-window casement, allowing for much more ample natural light. And as we turn, you can see the beautiful arch embracing the mudroom design. And on this adjacent wall where the refrigerator was before, we planned for additional cabinetry on the left-hand side. The staircase which was once opened, just suited just the staircase exactly what it was. So planning for better storage and functionality within that space. Again, muted earth tones are represented here in the rendering to really embrace the nature and elements that the homeowner was wishing for. As we work our way down the hallway, we're greeted by the new music room. Within here, we are housing their existing piano, as well as new custom designed cabinetry to store sheet music, instruments, and everyday other items that they need. And on the first floor is the primary suite. Within the rest of the space, I should add and like to include, it's just a refresh as far as paint and new materials. If you can tell, the flooring is a new color from original, and new stained was a refresh on the first floor, as well as staircase refresh with new stain on the stairs and railings. As we turn the corner to the master suite, we reimagined the current footprint of the closet to create a beautiful function, open space with washer and dryer, leading into the new primary suite that got rid of the large soaking tub, allowing for a sleeker modern tub, a larger shower, again creating an arch to kind of embody those elements throughout the home. Earthy elements are expressed here with natural stones, warm colors and textures. And as we turn, looking at the vanity, again, another arch represented on that wall with the mirror, earth tones within the countertops, much more better functional space and flow. So on the second floor, the homeowners had a small space that they'd like to reimagine. That was the guest hall powder bathroom and bathroom. Up on screen is the existing conditions that we need to rethink for them. They have two separate vanities with a pocket door leading into a shower tub combination and toilet room. It is a great use of space for guests when they have them. However, it's an odd space in the sense of a disconnect and allowing for certain guests at certain times. I'm going to show you now the reimagined floor plan. Turning the toilet allows for a larger shower, and being that they didn't need two sinks, we minimized to have one on one wall with better storage on the other wall. Again, we embarked on those earthy mood tones as far as elements and textures, and natural wood materials within here as well. Before, this is where the pocket door was, creating this little cavity getting into the shower and toilet room. Thanks for walking through the home renovation project with me in Newtown, Pennsylvania. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below, so drop a comment with what you're excited to see.
Hi everyone, in front of you today you're going to be looking at our Newtown whole home renovation selections. My name is Victoria and I'm the associate designer on this project, and I'll be walking you through each space of this whole home. Let's go! Alright, so starting with the kitchen area of this space, we had a really big layout change. I know Julie spoke about it in the last video, but we were able to really transform the space by using new organic materials, using a lighter cabinet color alongside a stained cabinetry color on the island, accents like the hood, and then around in the coffee bar area. We were really able to bring the outside in, which is what our client desired. We used a wonderful Calcutta Vernello countertop, which had a really nice undertone of green hints, and then using that with a green backsplash really gave a wow and an intimate feeling, but also a really nice warm and cozy feeling to this kitchen. Anyone would want to host in this space. It looks great. Around the corner from the kitchen, we also have the music room. So our client is very big into music with her family and making sure that they have enough space to host and curate music and spend time together. So we were able to update that space and make it moody and intimate with a really great blue cabinetry. We were able to accent with these really nice antique brass and honey bronze elements. And then we put a butcher block in that area just so there's a little bit of surface area for sheet music, pauses of instruments, or just family decor and heirlooms. Having that space and really giving it a nice intimate moment really gives a nice place that you could really call home throughout the space. Our next room that's down the hallway is actually going to be the powder bathroom, and this is where one of the really big statement areas came into play within the home. The homeowner really wanted to do something moody and fun and push her boundaries of what she liked within her style. So we ended up painting a really dark, nice wine maroon powder bathroom with a nice, wonderful, dark stained cabinetry, along with a gorgeous man-made material, the Chateau Brown, which is a really nice brown, almost burgundy stone, but has really nice hints of copper. So we were able to accentuate all of those colors and values with the copper finish finish to really make a wow in this statement room. So whenever she has guests coming over, they're just as stunned as she is in this new space. So along with the pantry with the blue values down the hallway, we make into our last room in that hallway, which is the mudroom. This is a really great statement room that has a ton of function. I know Julie probably mentioned that adorable cat cutout, so she has easy maintenance and fun decor in the area. We were able to do this gorgeous blue slate cabinet throughout the entire space, and then we also did a custom banquette seat that had a wonderful Rifle Paper Company whimsical fun print. So when you see that, it just carries on the whimsy and the blues and the neutral colors that are throughout the spaces. So the last room on the first floor of this home is the primary bathroom. This is a gorgeous, stunning space. I know that Julie in the previous video mentioned the gorgeous, stunning arch in the shower, making that arch really stand out and just make it a spa-like serene moment. We were able to put this gorgeous Jardine Emerald quartz right over the wall on the vanity top. I mean, it really just engulfs you in this moodiness, this spa-like material, organic feel, and then having everything else really crisp white and hues of that creamy white throughout the space. Really just keep it light and airy for everyday use, but also when you want to take a moment just for yourself and breathe and have that spa-like essence. We were able to do a nice light white cabinetry and complement that with the other tile throughout the space. There's a gorgeous fluted tub that's in that space that really just accents all of the ribbing, all of the texture throughout the space. And then we were able to accent all the other plumbing fixtures within champagne bronze finishes, really just giving a pop to all these neutral colors that made it moody but fun, but still very simple at the same time. And then making our way through up to the upstairs, as you exit the primary bathroom, you will also notice that we did a full walk-in closet. There's a wonderful laundry station inside there, a wonderful selection of a grayish warm white cabinet to really just maximize storage right off of the primary bathroom and being able to just have some extra storage without going to the second floor of this home. And then going upstairs to the second floor of this home, our client really wanted to update the bathroom that her kids and her family are going to be using when they come to visit her, and really just getting a nice fresh start and updating the floor plan and giving better use of the space. While doing so, we also tried to embody the other side of the spa-like and the serene with a little hint of coastal influence without it really reading that it was a coastal style. So having a really nice blush blue tile throughout the shower, having a really nice textured tile that kept everything light and airy along with a light stained cabinet really gives a nice ambiance throughout the space, keeps it light even when there's no natural light in that space. And then, like I said, what we used in our pantry, the Calcutta Miraggio sea glass, has the hints of blue that really carry throughout the space, as well as the warmth that embodies the cabinetry. But this will be easy to use for all her guests and family to come visit her. And we use those wonderful champagne bronze modern accents to really just tie everything together within the spaces. So after seeing this entire home, you could really see why we absolutely love the colors, the finishes, everything that we tied together. Feel free to let us know in the comments what you like best, what you love, how you could see it in your home, and hopefully you'll be seeing us soon for the next season of your project.
All right, so here we are on another home remodel project. Today we're in Newtown, Pennsylvania. This project is in the post-demolition phase, and we're gonna catch up with Joe just to get a status of where we're at and get an idea of what's gonna be going on here. So as you can see, the floors are all torn up. This is our entryway in from the garage. Here's our front door. I think the first thing that we hit on the right is a powder room. I think this is just getting a little bit of a refresh, Joe, correct?
Correct, yeah, just refreshing, all new fixtures, paint, but everything's essentially staying where it is.
And I notice all the flooring's been taken up through this area, in through the kitchen, but then in the living room space, family room space, the hardwood floor is still remaining there. What are we doing there? Are we gonna match the flooring, or are we doing tile? What's going on here?
We're gonna install an all new unfinished floor, and then we'll sand and stain everything at a consistent rate.
Okay, and then this archway feature, this is a new detail. I think we have a matching one somewhere else in the house as well.
This is a new detail, yeah, and we have the same matching archway into the shower in the master bath.
Okay, and I see a lot of new rough-ins electrical wise. From what I can remember, I think we had the old island here in the middle of the kitchen. We had a cooktop, a downdraft unit, but that's changing now. We typically don't like that setup, and we're moving all of our cooking station over to the wall here.
Correct. We'll have a freestanding range on this side with cabinetry on both sides, and then our sink location will be centered under this window. Fridge will be on this wall, and then a banquette of 2 tall pantries on that side.
And I see we framed in a new header, and there's some new framing in here. What went on over here?
So we enlarged the window both ways, width and height.
Okay.
So just give
to
more
let in more
light,
light?
from the front.
Nice. All right. And then on the flip side here, I also noticed this new opening here, new header. Is there a new patio door going out here?
There is a complete new patio door that'll match the other 2 that are in the sunken living room right next door.
And then I think we're utilizing this wall for cabinetry as well. I see that we took away the railing and that we framed in the wall. We're going to close off this wall here just to receive cabinetry.
Correct. Gain the wall space from the second staircase up to the upstairs. That's not used as much, so we can gain the wall space for the cabinetry.
All right, great. And then as we move on here, I see this flooring is staying. Are we just going to sand this floor down and then refinish it and stain match it?
Sand everything in one consistent rate with a new stain finish. Yep. Same thing with the stairs.
All right, well, it's looking really good. I think we're also doing the master bath.
We are doing the master. The drywall guys are in there now.
Let's go take a look at that. All right, here we are in the master suite. We're not adding this. We're not really changing it much as far as the bedroom's concerned, but I know we're making some changes in the
Yeah, so the bedroom essentially stays the same. We're changing up her master closet a little bit, so she'll get an all new interior closet system, and then we're gonna do a stacked washer and dryer unit here, so she doesn't have to go upstairs to do her wash.
And then go into a pocket door.
Pocket door here to save some space with a swing.
And I think for now, the guys are cracking away at the drywall in the bathroom, so we'll stay out of there for now. I guess we'll move on to the guest bathroom. So we're up on the second floor, Joe. Here's our guest bath. Anything fun and exciting going on here, or are we just doing a refresh?
Essentially, it's just a refresh. The only major changes here is going from a standard tub to a full shower.
Okay, and then I think out here, as I noticed, as I was coming up the stairs, I know we're doing the floor downstairs. Are we doing anything about the railing and balusters?
Correct, all the balusters will be removed. Everything will be replaced with new wrought iron, and then we're gonna sand and refresh all the handrails and treads.
All right, well, thanks for the update and tour today, Joe. Catch up with you in about a week or so, see how we're doing.
Yeah, see you next week sometime.
All right, well, that wraps up things for today. Check back in with us in about a week or 2 when we have finishes going in, like cabinetry and flooring. We'll see you then. Hey, it's final walkthrough day here in Newtown. Let's catch up with Julie and Vic and see what's going on. Hey guys.
Hey. Hey.
How we doing?
Good. Doing well.
So this was a pretty big project. I remember when our client came to us, this was a pretty big, heavy project.
Yeah.
Pretty much the majority of the home being remodeled, mostly in the first floor, some stuff upstairs. But why don't you take us through the spaces here and kind of let us know what went on, what were some of the inspirations and the design thoughts behind the whole project.
Sure. So first and foremost, the space planning was essential to kind of narrow down and get for our clients. And in this area, we're in the mudroom. This always acted as the mudroom for our homeowners. It just lacked a lot of function and formality, and some of the big key features we were looking to house in this space was optimizing the storage, where we have some beautiful tall cabinets to reach her tall ceilings. And in order to do so, we have some lever mechanisms for ease of access.
And these are like really, I think these are these over 9 foot?
10 foot
These are 10
tall
foot?
ceilings.
So we went with I believe our custom cabinet.
Custom cabinetry line, and then some other key storage components include some drawer storage, where they were looking to maintain some seating, you know. There's a custom bench here that was designed by Victoria's help, where we have drawer storage below to optimize.
And then I see a little bit of little pet storage over there.
Yeah, and the other key feature we wanted to include was housing unit for her cat storage, a litter box. And this is a great way to hide it. They previously had this, so we reamped it in a fresh design, hidden within the cabinetry, and a cute little access door down below.
Now it's all matching.
Yeah.
Looks really nice and cohesive, great.
And beautiful colors selected by Victoria, as well as hardware.
And as we go through, I think we refreshed the powder room, and then we did a new walk-in pantry.
Yeah, so the powder room, again, was always here. It lacked some storage. It just had a small cabinetry space, so we maximized that. And again, with Victoria's help, we picked new finishes and selections.
Some bold color.
Bold color.
The client was really interested in making this a fun statement piece that when her friends and her company came
Very
over,
moody.
yeah, they came in and they really had a nice visual impact. So using this really pretty style stone, we have, a bunch of texture with the wood tones, the copper elements really giving that nice moody, patina throughout the space. And then even with it flowing through the other finishes throughout, really kept it cohesive.
And to touch on some of the finishes, we, in this space, actually had tile floor.
Yes,
So,
originally.
So again, maximizing the
So this is
uniform.
part of like extending the entire, like that same matching hardwood flooring throughout the entire first floor, just to have one continuous
Uniform.
matching floor.
Yeah. All right, so I'm in the pantry, and this was the pantry before. All we did by shifting the door a little bit, we allotted true storage cabinetry within this space with floating shelves above for additional storage. So we just have drawer storage in here. And a fun feature we decided to include was opening this cabinet up to allow for access from the garage for ease of heavy items to be placed from the garage into the pantry.
Cool, and then we make our way into the kitchen. And then was this archway always here?
No, so before, some of these architectural features, we were, enhancing the space that once was, and some of them included arches. So when we walked down the hallway, part of the kitchen design re-empted the space planning. The island once housed the cooktop and lacked, again, function for seating and guests and cooking. So putting that focal point on this back wall and then casing it with an arch just in case it's beautiful.
And I think we see that theme a couple
space.
times throughout the house.
We do.
But what I remember about this kitchen originally was that it was very challenging to design. It's, typically long, narrow rectangles are always difficult in design, hard to make them function right. And then in this specific example, we have lots of walkthroughs, right? We have the entry to the foyer.
Yep.
We have dining room entry there, and then we have dining entry here rather, and then family room on this side, and then a staircase that goes upstairs.
Yeah.
So really tough to make it work, and I think this layout is much better in comparison to what was here when we first started.
I attest
We got a
to
much
that.
bigger island. It's a little bit of a reduced depth, right? But we do get some seating still.
Now she, absolutely, she gained seating in this new layout. We also gained storage on this wall. Let's once showcase the stairwell. We enclosed that to, again, maximize some storage as well as, a little drop-down zone, coffee bar.
I love the massive hood. I feel like a hood like that brings the ceiling down a little bit.
It does.
These taller ceiling spaces.
Yeah, it balances it. I agree. And then another key point I'd love to add is that we brought in a new window, allowing that to maximize the light. She had a grand window here before, but it just a different feature, optimizing that space. So again, just a nice.
And this kitchen, I think we did it in our custom cabinet also, right? Our private label line.
Private label line.
With panel appliances. So we got our dishwasher, we got our refrigerator, and just an overall well thought out space. It looks great.
Another key point too also is that this actually used to be a bay window, and then we ended up doing exterior doors. So we provided more additional light for the client, and then giving the nice flow of the interior and the exterior while being exclusive with the other doors in the space.
And what a great view. I mean, you have the pool in the backyard, which is beautiful, and you have the front yard and front lawn, which is also a great view, and just lots of natural light. Love it. And as we walk through, I think we're into the family room here. Now, was this flooring also here originally, or did we match it to that flooring?
This was tiled before, so
Okay.
new hardwood went installed, and then a new finish throughout the entire space.
Okay, and then just fresh updates in here, right, Pete?
Yep, new paint, the new exterior doors being painted. We redid the flooring in the dining room as well. And then also in the dining room, we were able to put a storage cabinet in here, which is really great. So for additional hosting services and additional things that the client will have, this will be a nice little exterior place for some of the heirloom and sentimental things that she has.
And as we make our way through the foyer, again, we refinished the floors in here as well as the staircase. Refreshed it as far as the tones to keep that cohesiveness.
Nice coat of paint on all the balusters too, so refresh.
And then we did this room here, is that right?
Yeah, so this once used to be the homeowner's office, and she used to have a built-in in the back, and we were thinking about changes and how to maximize the space, and they, as far as their gatherings, they play music and host and entertain, and they're very instrumental family gatherings. So we decided to custom build this to maximize storage for their instruments. As well as filing of musical sheets.
This is for sheet music,
so
right?
For sheet music, exactly.
That's awesome.
And the piano will be housed in here eventually. And again, the color, just a fun feature for this space that, again, there's earthy elements. So yeah, this is the music room.
Awesome. Then as we make our way upstairs, I think all of our flooring guys worked on our railings. Are the balusters new as well? Or did the balusters stay?
Balusters stayed, but they got refinished and repainted.
And then same with the treads?
Yes.
And then an updated bathroom.
Yeah. So this bathroom once was a little, I'd say, piecemeal, as far as once we used to have a dividing wall with adjacent cabinetry on either side. So this wall really blocked people off as far as access. So taking that down allowed for a larger shower.
Yeah, look at the size of the shower.
Yeah.
That's a great large shower. Be happy to stay in this house anytime.
And then there's additional storage for the owner's children to visit, any guests that are coming to the house. We tried to use selections that were light, refreshing, able to use this nice pale blue color, so kind of hints of coastal, but just being light and airy rather than coastal, which was really nice.
All right, and here we have the new master closet.
Yeah.
It's looking good. A lot better than what we started out with.
A lot better.
Did we have laundry?
Didn't have laundry. No, so laundry was upstairs, and we decided to propose bringing it down here for the homeowners. They love that idea. And by taking out the closet that once was here, again, maximizing storage, and then wrapping it around the entire space.
So we got tons of drawers, wall cabinets, lots of hanging. I'm assuming some shoes will go up in this area here.
On the shelves, interior.
And this is a built-in hamper.
Yes.
So that's
Love that
nice.
feature.
And then a tall
Make all that
cabinet
stuff
on the
go
right
away.
side.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Cool. And finally the master bathroom. So This is a really bright and inviting space. I couldn't imagine myself enjoying a nice soak in here. It's beautiful reading bathtub.
Yes. So the layout stayed relatively the same. What's once had double sinks, we decided only needing one to maximize storage along this one wall. Focal feature with the tub underneath the window. It's just beautiful. And then
Love the beadboard wainscoting.
yes.
It's a really transitional space with the reeded tub, these really large 2x2 floor tiles. Feel like this is also heated floor.
It is.
So it
yes.
makes like radiant heat.
Absolutely.
And then that beautiful shower and
Yes.
another archway to match.
Mimicking the arches throughout.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
And then we carried it within the header of the shower and then mimicked it onto the mirror.
And then in the shower we have a beautiful rain head, handheld shower head like a wand, and then a standard shower. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then tell me about that stone in the back, that wall in the back. Is that one big piece of stone?
It is. So this is Silestone Jardine Emerald, and it actually has a man-made texture. It's one slab on the back wall, and then on the vanity side, we have a taller backsplash for a more dramatic, organic feature. The client really wanted something light and airy and spa-like, but compared to all the other finishes in the home, still wanted something that was organic, a nice balance of the nature inside with the spa. So getting those colors and textures all together was really cohesive and gave her the feeling.
So really cool play with design, just the overall, the brightness and then the mirroring of the spaces. So we have that large stone on the backside, and then we have this countertop that's matching, and then we have an arched mirror to match our arched opening into the shower. Just overall beautiful space. Nice job, guys. Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, well, Vic and Julie, great job on this project once again, and just an overall beautiful job by our team. Thanks for joining us on this project. We'll catch you in the next one.